Going on, everybody? It is Motivational Monday time. Had to run some errands, so I'm just outside dropping the old RV off to get the air conditioning fixed. So while we're at it, let's talk motivation. You guys, if you haven't seen what we've done last couple months with Motivational Mondays, is I actually just go live, talk to you guys, see what's up in your life for about 10, 15 minutes. And then for the Patreons out there, we also will do something. I'll put together a video kind of summing up everything. There we go. So we essentially do that, and we take what you guys want to talk about today. I want to see the comments. Tina Marie, I see you in there. Also to the people in the Overcoming with Anthony group, the people that I'm doing the coaching with, that little group. You guys are awesome. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Looking forward to seeing where we get this week. But right now, this is my message for today. Nay, I see you. What's going on? I'm going to go ahead and put this. If anybody wants extra stuff from what we do here, I'm going to go ahead and put the Patreon link on the bottom. That's where I do the Motivational Monday separate. I give some updates. If I get any messages from Cash, for those of you trying to get a hold of Cash, the app is seemingly down unless you do it on your computer. So pain in the butt. Anyways, go ahead and put some comments in the bottom. Today's message is, if there's something that you want to do in your life, do it. If there is an opportunity in front of you that you are wondering whether or not you should take a chance, try it out, do it. If you have something that you've been meaning to do for a long time, do it. If there is something that scares you, but you know that you will come out a better person, do it. If there is a procedure or a surgery that you've needed for a long time and you keep putting it off, life is short and it becomes shorter when you don't do those things. So do it. So this message for this week is just do it. Not like Nike, because that's way too woke for what we do out here. So just do it. There's a show that I've been watching, Undercover Billionaire, Grant Cardone and two other entrepreneurs that multimillionaire, billionaire entrepreneurs. And they go undercover and they start with $100. I can't imagine they don't know who Grant Cardone is. But regardless, I've been watching it with Kelly, and they get dropped with $100. All their cell phone, their connections are gone. And they have to find a way to build $1 million business within 90 days. And you watch them, and they start out with the day with no place to sleep and $100, and they all get resourceful. And I think that's the difference between rich people, successful people, wealthy people, and everybody else, is their ability to be resourceful. And people say, well, they started with money, they have money, they're rich, they don't get it. It's not necessarily true. A lot of them started from the bottom. Grant Cardone's a perfect example. Ex-drug dealer, ex-drug user, bottom of the barrel human being that just decided he had enough. So I want you guys to think of things in a new way. I want you guys to think of life in a new way and start being resourceful. If you want a side hustle, or if you want more money, start looking at a side hustle. If there's little things that in your life, if you are doing something like my girl Barbara, like Tupperware, I don't know if she's watching right now, if she might watch later. Oh, there you are. What up, Barbara? If you're doing Tupperware, you got to find a creative friggin' way to make some extra money and do what you need to do at Tupperware, because making $100, $200, $300, any of these separate things over a span of months isn't going to get the job done. So how can you find a way to make it special and make it yours? And it's all about promoting. It's about people knowing who you are. A lot of people start out in small towns in the businesses that they have, and guess what? They look around and they say, it's going to be hard because people in my area don't have money. And I get it. I agree, especially for businesses like that. So you have to think outside the box. You have to find another chance, another opportunity to figure out how to make different money and how to make different crowds, how to be known on a different level, how to be known by people that are going to spend that money. So I'm going to go and look at some comments. See you guys are doing. Kelly, what's up? Amy, I'm glad your sugar levels are normal. Let's see. Georgia checking in. Carrie Ann, what's up, girl? How you doing? I hope everything's going well. One of my other peeps from the group, Vance, hello. Tina, I'm glad you liked the message. All right, so tell me what you guys have going on in your life. If there's anything that you guys are trying to figure out, what's up and why you're stagnant, why, whatever you're trying to figure out, put it in the box. Let's see if we can do a little pep talk before I get picked up in about 8 minutes. So guys, what do you got? 2-hour flight. Let's see. Julie Hoffman's, let's see, Miami or Houston. I don't know what that is, but it's a Facebook group. I wouldn't click on it because I don't know who that is, but I'm just going to go ahead and put that up there. Stress, 2-hour flight from Miami to Houston, rejuvenate, recharge your batteries. Become decisive, or just, move to Texas or move to Miami. I don't know. Danielle, what's going on? I don't know what you said. I'm sure it's an emoji. I'm glad Louisiana likes the message. What are you guys thinking about doing in your life? What are you putting off? And I had the message last week from Denzel that sometimes you got to do what you don't want to do in order to get results that typically wouldn't happen. So that was his message. That's why he was in surgery. I think he's out of surgery. I think he's home. I think everything is good. He had some stuff going on. So yeah, and he appreciated everybody's message. So again, Denzel, giving you a shout out. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're feeling better. Hope all is going well. But that's the message. You got to sometimes do the garbage, the shit. Yeah, I know. Because that's science. Yeah, I don't know if anybody saw my video earlier. I thought it was funny. Apparently it hasn't taken off on TikTok yet. But Daniel Levy made a whole thing about going to get the V word. And I just thought it was funny to counter him. It's pretty funny if you haven't seen it. Casey, what's going on, brother? If there's something in your life, Casey, that you've been waiting to do, I know you've been working on that basement forever, do it. Life is way too friggin' short. Do it. Recovering your benefit. Motivation. Hey, you know what? Sometimes relaxing is that thing you haven't been able to do. Sometimes we push ourselves too hard. And I'm a believer of pushing yourself to the absolute limit. But at the same time, if you're about to break, understand you're about to break. I'm guilty of that. And that's not worth it. But pick the right amount of time and give yourself the plan and in order to get out of that funk and then go get it. Barbara, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Better handle on the vivid vision. Talk about vivid vision with my class, my peeps that are in my group. But ultimately, you guys, in order to know what you want out of life, no matter what your 9 to 5 is, or your side hustle is, or what your family is, you got to know exactly what you want out of your life. And I'm not talking about vision boards and that stuff that's, super 2005. I'm talking about really visualizing and getting into the way that you want to live from the time you wake up in the morning to the time you go to bed at night. I am doing what I have in my life. Thankfully, you're on it. I love it. Sorry, I just got a lot of forehead, or as Kelly calls it, a 5-head. Let's see. Bump. Self-care. Absolutely. All right, guys. Couple more minutes. Anybody else going through something right now? And again, if you want a little extra message or the ability to directly reach out and leave a message, become a Patreon. You can see that down below right there. Patreon.com/BeTheChangeUSA. I'll be doing a wrap-up message for everybody on there later today. Also, for those when we release all the Awake Not Woke gear, which is coming soon. By the way, super popular at the Don Jr. signing, rocking that Awake Not Woke. I got a good feeling about this one being a nice revenue generator for Be the Change, so that we can continue to spread positivity messaging and truth through politics, all the different things we do. And I think that's going to be a huge boost for us. Also, got to write in the book this week. I got some damage done. I'm about a fifth of the way through. I know it's taken me way too long, but now that I'm into it, I'm feeling the groove. Again, things that I wanted to do, but until you actually immerse yourself in the things you want to create change with in your own life, it doesn't actually happen. Shut the F up. That's what I'm talking about. Chore chart, making changes. Now, the key is not just implementing the changes and starting the changes, but making sure they stay that way. Remember, can't coddle the kids, guys. We got to be kind to them. We got to be nice to them, show them love, but we got to get them doing shit to help us so that they can help themselves as they get older. Structure is very important to reaching success. Now, sometimes things may interrupt that structure and just pivot. Pivoting about taking risks is when you fail. If you learn from that mistake and you learn from that failure, the next time you take a risk, you take a much more calculated risk. So that means the chances of you failing are going to be much less the next time. So you take a risk and you learn from it if it doesn't work out. So that's the big thing to think about is take the risks in your life, but at the same time, understand that if you have past failures that would make you a little bit more cautious about taking that same risk, try not to make the same mistake twice. Now, the biggest mistake, as you all know, how I always believe, is not taking risks. The biggest failure you could have is a life without risk. So, that's failing equals learning. And I do consider myself the failure expert. That's back in the speaking days, a year and a half ago before COVID. That's how I'd be introduced, was the failure expert, which is such a weird way to be introduced. But I like it personally, because if you're good at failing, you're good at learning, and you're good at getting back up. Barbara, it's all right. It's not about realizing you knew. We all know. Everybody out there knows when they're doing a little bit too much coddling, but they're afraid of failing their kids. And we all go through the same things that, we look at the way our parents treated us, we look at the way that society has treated us, and we all feel like we're going to let people down if we make them do things. And that's the greatest thing, no matter what. I didn't have much money growing up. The one thing I always had was forced responsibility from my parents. I never forget, I made a bathroom joke when I was like a potty joke when I was like 9 or 8 years old to like my mom was studying to be a chiropractor. And I remember it's like Dr. Hunter, I think was his name. And although our family had a lot of potty humor, it wasn't the right place to do it. And I remember that she made me apologize. There's nothing worse than being 8 years old and having to apologize to a parent, but taking self-responsibility, doing what's hard, doing the chores, all these different things. My mom broke her leg one time and I ended up having to be the one to do all the laundry. So and I was at like 13 or 14 years old. And honestly, I'd never let her do it again because I was way better at it. I'm tall. I didn't like things shrinking. You're not a mean mom. You're just a tough mom. That's all. All right, let's see. Well, news there. Sit alone. Yeah, I'm standing alone on a lot of our morals. So I think some of the cool stuff at the Wake Not Woke, you're going to see some shirts and stuff that say "Hold the Line." You're going to see some other stuff because I think we are at that last place of resistance as a group. And I appreciate all of you guys, and be the change you wish to see in the world. And this is Motivational Monday. I'm giving Mama Russo some chips.
Give me chips.
Such a good son. See what happens if you don't coddle your kids, you get chips. Take it easy, you guys. Have a great rest of your day.